Welcome, you are listening Radio Central News. I'm Chandni and now news in detail. India's contagion tally has reached 5,66,840 after a spike of 18,522 fresh infections in the past 24 hours, Union Health Ministry said on Tuesday. Fatalities due to the pandemic have increased to 16,893 across the nation after 418 more people succumbed to the virus spread since Monday. However, there is an improvement witnessed on the recoveries front, and now the count of patients cured and discharged has reached 3,34,822, which is now 1,19,697 more as compared to the active cases at present. The active cases in the country are 2,15,125, the government data said. Meanwhile, 86,08,654 samples have been tested for COVID till Monday, according to the Indian Council of Medical Research. In a pro-poor announcement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address to the nation on Tuesday, extended the free food grain scheme to the 80 crore poor families to avail the 5 kg free food grain till November end. In a televised address to the nation, Mr. Modi said the government will keep providing free food grains to the poor section of the society due to the increased need during the festivals. He said the government will incur an additional expenditure of Rs 90,000 crore to provide 5 kg rice or wheat and 1 kg gram every month to the poor, pointing out the free distribution of food grains to 80 crore people in India could feed 2.5 times the US population, 12 times the UK population and twice the European Union's population. In his sixth address to the nation since the outbreak of COVID-19, the Prime Minister said under the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, the centre announced a package of Rs 1.75 lakh crore. In the past 3 months, Rs 31,000 crore was deposited in the bank account of 20 crore poor families. Also, Rs 18,000 crore was deposited in bank accounts of more than 9 crore farmers, he added. Simultaneously, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan was quickly launched to provide employment of labourers in rural areas. The government is spending Rs 50,000 crore on this scheme, Mr. Modi added. He also urged the citizens not to let their guard down as restrictions were being lifted across the country. He said nobody is above the law and rules must be followed by everyone in order to beat the virus. 2 unidentified militants were killed in an encounter with security forces in Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday, police said. Security forces launched a coordinated search operation at Waghama in Anantnag district in South Kashmir this morning after receiving specific information about the presence of militants in the area, a police official said. He said the search operation turned into an encounter after militants fired upon a search party of the forces who retaliated. 2 militants have been killed in an encounter so far, the official said, adding the identity and group affiliation of the slain militants was being ascertained. This is a second encounter in Anantnag district in as many days. 3 militants were killed in the gun battle and security forces at Kalchohar area of the district on Monday. The historic Jama Masjid, which had closed earlier this month due to a surge in COVID-19 cases in the city, will reopen for congregational prayers from July 4, Shahi Imam of the Mosque Saeed Ahmed Bukhari said on Tuesday. The mosque was closed on June 11 in view of the critical condition in the city due to the surge of COVID-19 cases till June 30. Earlier, the mosque was reopened on June 8 after a gap of over 2 months, with the government allowing further relaxation as part of Unlock 1, the first phase of calibrated exit from the coronavirus lockdown. Bukhari said that the decision to reopen the mosque was taken after consulting people and experts. Under Unlock 1, almost everything has opened and normal activities have resumed. We took this decision to open the mosque for people to offer namaz as the scare of the virus has lessened and awareness about safeguards against it has increased. He said that safety precautions like maintaining social distancing, wearing protective gears and sanitation will be followed to prevent people from catching infection. Beijing on Tuesday anonymously passed the controversial security law for Hong Kong that will not only criminalize session, subversion and collusion for foreign forces but also effectively curtail protest and freedom of speech. The law that could come into effect on Wednesday was approved by 162 members of the National People's Congress Standing Committee within 15 minutes of the meeting starting at 9 a.m., a Hong Kong Daily South China Morning Post reported. The law would make it legitimate to set up mainland security agencies in Hong Kong and for the committee headed by Chief Executive to appoint judges to oversee national security cases, RTHK reported. The chief executive will be supervised by the central government and the new legislation will be adopted into existing Hong Kong law. Earlier, Hong Kong city leader Carrie Lam said all those countries which are pointing their fingers at China have their own national security legislation in place. We can think of no valid reason why China alone should be inhibiting from enacting a national security legislation to protect every corner of the territory and also all its nation. And added, I welcome this opportunity to state our position on the enactment of the legislation of national security law for HKSAR. The legislation supported by Hong Kong leadership caused protest by the pro-democracy group of the city, whereas the leader of country's pro-democracy organization, Demisto Joshua Wong, said he was leaving the group which he had spearheaded. That is all for the today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to Radio Central News for more updates.